Hey everyone, I am Shanice. I'm a professional dancer from the Netherlands, and today I'm going to share my thoughts on filming in dance classes. Let's go. This might be a little bit controversial because I feel like this is a topic that is really relevant to the times, and I know teachers, especially, who have different opinions about this. Some are really in favor, some aren't. Sometimes certain people have a little bit of both, and then depending on the context, they say different things. I feel like I really wanted to speak on this today because I feel like sometimes students are being told things that aren't necessarily correlating with that person's behavior, meaning teachers are basically showing like the good example. And sometimes I feel like they might say certain things but do the opposite. So, first off, the function of, let's say, a dance class is training. It's getting to learn a specific dance style, a specific dance technique, learn from a specific teacher. Class should be an environment in which you feel comfortable enough to be uncomfortable, in which you feel like you can just literally fall flat on your face and fix your face and then get back up. Especially when I started out taking dance classes, which was at least a century ago. At least a decade ago. Hold up, I'm not that old. It wasn't a thing to film yourself in every class because at the time, the technology of phones weren't the same. Instagram was still on the rise, meaning you could upload a photo in that very moment. You couldn't upload things from your gallery in the beginning. Or if you wanted to upload something of a video, it was 10 seconds maximum, and preferably a video that was filmed directly through the app, and once again, not something that you had already filmed with your regular camera. The importance of filming wasn't there in, let's say, the 2010s or before it. And so only in the late 2010s, when Instagram had developed into what it is now, and also dance being more prevalent on platforms like YouTube, it became a thing to film yourself regularly, to have yourself filmed regularly in classes or for other purposes. At first, it really felt like filming was meant specifically for practice. For example, you knew that a choreo was taught for 2 or 3 weeks straight. And so you would film yourself after, let's say, week one to have the material, watch it back, and then keep practicing until eventually you were back in class and then continue with the choreo. That is something that is still helpful and is still a thing that we do. If I don't film the teacher, then oftentimes there's somebody else filming the teacher, and so I screenshot that, I screen record it, and then I keep that on my phone. Filming is also helpful for having a memory of something that happened. For example, the class went well, it really felt like you were progressing and you were having fun with it. And so the filming is not necessarily about, oh my gosh, look at me, but it's more about that sense of pride, being proud of yourself, being proud of what you managed to accomplish. And the last thing that is a lot more prevalent today is filming for the sake of social media. There are a few sides to this, one of them being that you can film something for social media because it is your way of promoting your class. For example, if you're teaching somewhere and you're quite new to a studio, then obviously they're going to promote the class a lot because they want students to sign up for the class and it being profitable. Because of course, you don't want nobody to show up. You want people to show up. There's also the aspect of filming class for social media with the intent of using that footage for the sake of future castings, auditions, or choreographers browsing through your Instagram feed and deciding whether they were going to book you for a job or not. It could literally be that they watch a few videos and they're like, yeah, I'm going to book this person directly. No audition necessary. It's just you're hired. And so social media has gained this quite important function within the dance industry, especially when it's things like signing up for a casting for like a skeleton crew or something, and the only thing you need to fill out except for your name and maybe the place you live and obviously your email address, they want to know your Instagram handle and that's it. When teachers say, like, for example, don't film this class because y'all have not mastered it yet, I think is actually a sense of protection for their students. It's to make sure that um, people have had enough time to really understand the material and get the best out of it instead of just relying on, let's say, a 1 hour class or a 1.5 hour class, and then the people who made it, they look good and everybody else is basically struggling for their lives. But there are also instances in which teachers say that there should not be filming in class in general, but they themselves are being filmed. And so to me, that feels a bit twisted because once again, I understand the importance of promo. The thing that I sometimes don't really get is, for example, when a teacher hires a professional videographer, the teacher is being captured in like almost like 8K, and then the students can't even use their phone to be filmed in that very same class. So to me, I'm like, does this really make sense? If you feel differently about this, let me know in the comments, because this is just my take on this, and these are my thoughts, and these are the questions that come up. Another thing that I want to mention is this has also happened in various classes that I took in the past. And with the past, I mean in the last 5 years, last 7 years, something like that. I've been in situations where the teacher hired a professional videographer once again, and they were filmed. They chose their friends to be filmed, and they made sure there were at least 5 different variations of those same people being captured, but nobody else from the class was captured. I personally am really against the practice of taking class, and let's say it's a 1.5 hour class, and then basically for a full half hour you are watching people being filmed instead of every person having enough times to actually do the choreo on music, because that is the most important thing. It's not even about the filming. It's about the fact that you paid to dance. You're not paying to be on the side looking to the teacher's friends doing it, and then they're like, oh, but it's a solo, and now it's a duo, and now it's a V shape, and now it's a V shape with the choreographer. Like, that's just so frustrating, because once again, we're paying for this. And especially if they got guest spots, we are paying for this fucking class. So we should be dancing. I think that's just so sad. This video is not necessarily about calling names, it's about calling out the behavior. If you want to make a content video with your friends, by all means, go for it. Do it right after your class. Maybe have like a different day and suddenly you're at this amazing location. But if you turn your regular class with people from all dance backgrounds and all levels, and all of them paid for your class, and basically you are turning them into bystanders for 20 minutes, and yes, I've been in those classes, that is genuinely uncalled for. I've had to put up with certain of those things if the teacher had like, a pretty big name in the industry, and so it doesn't feel as safe in a way to then speak up. This should not be happening. It should be about the advancement of your students. Or I feel like when there are these teacher speeches happening about, like you should never film in class and da 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 da, I think it's a disconnect from the current times. I really feel a strong way about this, definitely. And once again, if you have a specific comment about this, please let me know, because I do want to have a conversation with people about this. So drop them below. I hope that the essence of what I was trying to get across came across. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye!